I'm still swimming in it. It's kind of a crazy, one of those not earthy moments, and it's still vibrating in me, and it's pretty cool. I went through a portal last night. It's like this realization of things that maybe I knew on a very spiritual level a long time ago, and I couldn't get to it. And since last night, once I got home, the thoughts I've had, the dream I had this morning, the contact I've had with people today at all, it's all there. I usually don't talk about the real, deeply spiritual stuff because I'm always trying to stay normal, earthbound. And, we're all so much beyond that earthbound. I know it is deeply true. I know this is true. So, I guess I'll share with you a little bit. So last night I went dancing against my better judgment. I said I want to go dancing. And I was at home and I was dancing to Thinking Out Loud. And I felt alive and young and pretty and powerful and sexy and full of joy and all these things. And I said, yes, I'm going to go dancing. And I haven't been dancing I don't remember. Didn't dance in Israel since we've been back. I danced in Tiny Bat Mitzvah, but that was for a few minutes. And another bat mitzvah, dancing, like go out dancing, like dance for an hour or two, or, dance. Those dancing was beautiful too, but it wasn't, break-free dancing for hours. I think the last time we did that was in Siem Reap. Talking over 2 years ago, and I loved dancing, so I went dancing. And it was awful. I felt awkward, out of place, uncomfortable. I didn't know how to stand, where to put my hands, where to look. I was just so uncomfortable. And I thought I would, be with friends from the clinic and we would hang out and, it would be like our night out. It would be cool. And it was like I put myself in the most uncomfortable social situation I wanted to be in. It's just not me. Looking around the room and feeling uncomfortable. And as soon as I could, I got out of there and came home. And I felt lonely. I felt foolish. I felt uncool, unattractive, un-me, uncomfortable in my own skin. I felt like these dark fingers were gripping my heart. And then I said, no, that's not true. It's a story, and it has nothing to do with your truth. And then a friend of mine, Will, said something. We talked about being lonely and sometimes feeling like did anyone care. Being alone, it's like magic, but it has its price. And he said to me, "You're so lucky you have a family back home." And I went, "I am so lucky, and I don't even believe this story." And so I had a bad night, so I'll stay in my cave. So what? So maybe I'll go try again, maybe I won't, but I love myself. And it was a big moment to really hug and love myself, in spite of that really strong feeling. Like, I'm 40, like I know who I am. I'm past all of that. I want to say I've matured into ripeness, and I'm like, really? You're going through like a middle school trauma? Why don't we just have a crush, you know? So that was a part of it. And then I watched some more Once Upon a Time, and this one was really powerful. It was really connecting. Just all these things that I really deeply always believed in true love, in romance, in love winning, in magic, in times warping, and no coincidences, and us having destinies, and that came up. And then the Mark Halperin quote about everything's predetermined and happened all at once, and it's all exactly as it should be, and it's all destiny unfolding, and that came. And then I opened a picture I posted about Kobe. And his mom had written, "My beautiful son, he's the handsomest of all men, I love him." And I felt this love of a mother to her son. It was like, and Kobe's mother is all heart. She's all love. She loves like, I don't know how to say it. I mean this beautifully when I say like a dog loves, like in the most beautiful way. Just I love you, and it's so strong, and it's so beautiful, and it's not conditional, and she just is so full of love. I would love to learn how to do that. Just, there's no ego, there's no stopping, there's just love. She's amazing. And I looked at that. I felt her energy toward him, and I looked at the picture, and it was him and the soft light, and his eyes were glowing, and the hair, and the light was on his head, and his face was up, and he looked so cute, and I just started to cry. And I said, "Look, it's a mother, the love of a mother." And I thought of how I would look at Ozzy when he grows up, or even now, and say, "I love him." And suddenly I just realized that Kobe was my angel. That Kobe was the true love, the destiny, the love between a parent and child, the commitment, the no coincidences, that he was the one. That he was that angel that always spoke to me. That he always wants me to be happy, and he always wants me just to accept him and love him, and he's the one. He's my guardian angel. It was really strong because Kobe and I have been together for 21 years now, and it's been amazing and beautiful and hard and everything. But there was always something in me that looked at him through judgment. You know, why are you fat? Why are you this? Why are you that? Why are you that? And it was just the way I looked at myself. It was just a reflection of me looking at myself. And suddenly I realized that all of that is just incessant chatter, and all there is love, and seeing that my destiny, my guardian angel, has been there. And all I have to do is just see. Just see. That's it. Just see it. It was just really powerful. And then I opened up like 4 different pictures that suddenly I remembered between Kobe and I, and all of them have him either looking like that angelic picture. Sorry about the noise. Or him hugging me and closing his eyes. Like, just fully radiating, fully happy. Fully knowing that this is where he's meant to be with me. And then there was this quote that someone put on Facebook that showed an Indian couple, and it said that a woman's job is to lead her man to source, and a man's job is to keep his woman and protect her on earth. And he's led me to source, and he's enabled me to touch my source because I'm always bringing him to spirituality, and he does protect me. And I saw those pictures of him, and I thought, this is it. It all led to this. And will I be around many, many years to live in it, and remember it, and fight with all the other voices and say, no, this is the truth? Kind of like Charming in Snow. I will always find you. And even they fight. It's just all coming together. And I had a dream last night that I went to a home. It was the home I always wanted. And it was full of light. And there were all these rooms. And all of Kobe's family came, and I usually get really stressed out and have all these stories about it, even though I love them, and there were no stories. It was just love, and I was just happy to have them there. And I served Kobe's father some water, and one of my nephews had just walked out of the bathroom, and his whole face was like deformed and full of like pimples, but exaggerated. Like he had like spent 2 hours like mutilating his own face, and he walked out and he felt totally comfortable with himself, and it was like he knew who he was and he was comfortable, and there was no judgment, no thought, nothing. And I was talking to my sister-in-law about how I'm organizing this house and how I want to be in this room, and this is the bedroom I always wanted, and I'll move the bedroom here. And it was all about coming home. It was all about being in love, in peace, in home with myself. And then I went to shower and they all left, and I kind of walked after the car. I was covered in a cloak, and I walked after them, and I realized they had left without me, and I was still calm and happy about it. And then I took a picture of me from the back looking at them. I had on a plaid shirt and short black hair, and it was me looking, and it was all of them. And it was just a picture of pure happiness. And again, it was just me belonging. And then suddenly I was part of a cast of really sexy, beautiful, famous actresses, and I was just part of this assembly with them. It was like 15 of them, and I was like dressed, the most non-glamorous sweatshirty sort of way, and they were all looking glamorous. And I remember one of the actresses looked at me, and her eyes were gorgeous, sort of like red, ruby, and once upon a time, but blue. And she was so gorgeous, and she just looked at me like, hi. Like, hey, we're just the same. You're beautiful. I love you. And I was thinking, I'm not like them. And suddenly I realized that I was just fully able to accept myself and be me. It was just the whole dream was about coming home. And anyway, I'm going to go do my ritual, the incense and appreciation and meditative and writing in the journal. Will invited me for a brunch, which is exciting. I'm going to go out. Leave my cave. My friend Cindy talked about doing that, and I thought, yeah, it's right, I need to leave. So, went through a portal. And one thing I didn't know is, I do believe that we're on this earth in this particular life for as long as we have what to learn and we have what to teach, and I think I learned it. So I'm like, how much longer do I have? And it doesn't matter. Clearly, Kobe and the kids are doing great, and that feels good to know that they would be absolutely fine. Or maybe I have many, many years. Many, many years. Either way, I'm deeply happy. It's one huge portal. Maybe the one I've been meant to walk through my whole life. Now you know. An invitation to no longer struggle with fantasy and past and future and other and just now fully realize the unbelievable gorgeousness and wholeness of right now. And other things shimmer and shine, but only your destiny glows like that. And there's so many destinies that you could be following, but the one that's maktub, so it is written, like in The Alchemist, it's the one I'm already at. And all I need to do is arrive, land, see it. And I got a glimpse of that last night. Wow. What freedom, what happiness. Wow. It all fits. Like I'm reading Eckhart Tolle and I'm listening to Jack Kornfield, and all in there. All of the Buddhism, all of the power of now, all of the awakenings, it's all right at this singular point. What a portal.